We're here in the mountains of San Diego on the eastern side. About 5 miles up the road is Julian. This is Banner Grade. And I'm looking up at a huge tree, bigcone Douglas fir, or bigcone spruce, or one of the false hemlocks. It has lots of names. But this particular tree is unique in San Diego County because it's right here that it goes no further south. The elevation range of this tree is a little over 7,000 feet to a little under 1,000 feet. We're maybe 3,000 feet or more right here. So the elevation is perfect, but we're at the southern extension of its range. This particular tree might be the most southerly tree of its species. It's a wonderful tree. It's related to the Douglas fir that's all over the West, but the range of this tree is not all over the West. It's from mountains north of Santa Barbara down the coastal mountains to here. The highest concentration of bigcone Douglas fir in the middle of its range would be the San Gabriel Mountains. When they get to the south like this, things are different. This tree has to live in this canyon where there's moisture even in drought years. Further north, drought is less of a problem. Bigcone Douglas fir lives in Southern California fire-prone habitats. So they are adapted to fires. If the fires are too frequent, not so good for the tree, but with infrequent fires, they are able to recover quite well. They will sprout from the trunks and sprout from the burned twigs and branches. So they do well in the fire-prone habitat. Some scientists think that since they live in forests with canyon live oak, that the canyon live oak, loaded with moisture, helps to modify the fire temperature so they can survive fire better. I don't know how they figure that out, but that's one of the theories. You can see in this canyon the wind coming down from the mountains sculpts these trees so the branches are often on one side. However, when the fires come, the wind is reversed and the Santa Ana winds come up the canyon as it did a number of years ago. The bigger cones are a little over 6 inches. Most of them are not quite that long. Called big cone because the cones are bigger than Douglas fir. But the cones are not really large like its cousins, sugar pine, a couple of feet long, coulter pine, big as your head. These big cones are called big cones because they're bigger than fairly small Douglas fir cones. You can see the needles on bigcone Douglas fir are different than on a traditional pine. Pine needles are in bundles of usually 2 to 5, depending on the species. These are flat and singular on the genus Pseudotsuga. Found in proximity to most of the bigcone Douglas fir growing in canyons in Southern California would be mall oak or canyon live oak. They grow together. They are consistently companions. They are in association with one another in Southern California. So they have a similar habitat need. Quercus chrysolepis and Pseudotsuga macrocarpa in the same habitat consistently.